Hello and welcome back to Multidimensional Mom. Today's guests are super intriguing and very different from anyone we've interviewed before. We have Brian and Sara, who proudly specialize in the odd practice of unsettling toy removal and rehoming out of Portland, Oregon. And they've been collecting rejected items since 2019. Creepy toys, haunted dolls, and moving objects are just part of a day's work to these pros in the oddly terrifying, and they can provide anything from removal to substitution and matchmaking and adoption to new homes. That's actually sounds strangely similar to what I do with cat fostering, but we'll talk about it. And we welcome them to the podcast today. Hey guys, thanks for coming.
Hey,
Hi.
Yes. I am so excited to talk to you. And I found your Instagram. I think I found Instagram first. Yeah. The pictures are amazing. And the stories are even better. And I can't wait to jump into it. So the first question that I'm probably sure, everybody asks you first is why? Why? What made you do it?
why indeed? It was Brian's idea, and I don't think he knew how big of an idea it was when he had it. We just both like to collect creepy things or like unsettling things or like, sort of a darker aesthetic in our homes. And
Okay.
and we were wondering how a friend had gotten us something, like someone gave us a really creepy thing. And we were like, how did this happen? Like, where did they get this? And Brian said, maybe we should, maybe someone should make a company that takes the like haunted dolls and weird stuff from people's homes where it's terrifying them and get it to people like us who really like it.
Want
And
it. Yeah.
we were like, unsettling toy rehoming.
Yeah. And then for my 50th birthday, Sarah made the whole business and surprised me with it. She did all the social media stuff, the websites
Unbelievable.
and stickers and cards. And she
Yes.
handed them to me at a restaurant, and I went absolutely bananas and started handing things out to everybody. Check out my new business.
Now, were your friends creeped out or they were
Oh,
delighted for
yeah.
you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
I
yeah,
mean, you're in Portland, right? So keep it weird.
Yeah.
right. We
But
definitely started it with a sense of humor. Like
yes.
it was definitely with a sense of humor. I was so embarrassed at first when he started giving out cards to everybody. We had no idea how much of a need there would be for this particular service. It really caught us by surprise.
It's so cool. Um, how does one come about starting a collection like this? Like, did you kind of start it without realizing you started it? And then, like I am with crystals, like, wait, suddenly I have a lot of these things? Or did you mean to, like, want the creepy stuff that, or like everyone started giving it to you? Like, how does the collection start?
It was so unexpected. What happened is when I made the business, I made the Instagram and we posted a few of the things that we already had. We posted a couple things that, friends had in their homes, just like, hey, creepy toys, here's what we do. And then the boxes started arriving from
Yeah.
all over the world.
Yeah.
Like so many toys that people were like, oh my gosh, this thing is trying to kill me. I'm so happy to have somewhere to send it. And just like I have a picture of my kids at our PO box one day, and you can't see either child. They're
Oh,
completely buried under boxes.
that's
It was the
unreal.
it was the very beginning of the pandemic, and
Oh,
so I
okay.
think people had a lot of things that they were home,
Yeah.
and
Right.
they were like, "Oh, why is this thing staring at me? I better
Yeah.
get rid of it."
They're
You
starting
know?
to notice. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Oh.
not too cool. Wow. That's amazing. Now, your kids, they're what ages?
And now they're 13 and 15, but at that time they were, I don't know, what's it been, like
It's,
5 years?
yeah, it's been five or
It's been
six
quite a
years.
few years.
So
So they
Has
were
anything
young.
scared them? Were they like, Mom, this one, like, that's too much?
And there was one that my son had a nightmare about, and so if that
Oh,
happens, we just get rid of them.
yeah,
Like we don't
yes.
we just
let creepy ones that bother the kids stay in the house ever. But they actually, it's much more likely they get very attached to them. Like they both have very unsettling taste in toys at this point.
Not
couple of
not your
unsettled
average
kids.
toys. Yes. Not your average collection for them. That's so funny. Okay, so where do you keep it? How many do you have? Like, let's start there right now. I mean, it's been happening since what, 2019? So is it all over the house? Is it regulated to like what, regulated to one area?
They're kind of they're a bit all over the house. We do have a large collection in a garage
Okay.
Mhm.
that's turned into kind of a
Our
little
storage
bit of
unit.
an office.
Yeah.
But yeah, and sometimes they get out and we find them in different places. That's not
That's
true, but you
that would
know.
be really good if it was though. It would be a really good story.
Yeah, we do. We have well over 1,000 right now.
Wow.
There's a lot. There's been a couple of times that people would call us and they had inherited several dolls
Right.
from family members that were like lifetime collectors, and some of them, that's where we get our some of our most intense stuff. Like,
Right.
whew, and sometimes people will send us like really old ones from Europe.
Right.
That are
Yeah.
the with we get a lot with really strange stories, but we also get a lot that are just like, you know, this weirds out a family member. We can't exactly say why, but it needs a new home, sort of thing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so interesting. Okay, so how do you maintain the activity that goes along with the haunted doll collection? Does it definitely like feel different in the areas where they're all kind of together? Or do you get weird things happening around the house because you got a new one? Like, what kind of activity are you experiencing on the daily?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, they're unsettling. So you get you people pick up on energies,
Mm-hmm.
and I definitely feel uh, like I pick up on those energies quite often when I go into the office and
Mm-hmm.
the large collection.
Yeah, the doll room
Yeah,
is pretty intense. We
yeah.
also have the most common weird things that happen are electronics will fry.
Yes.
And Brian actually got in trouble for that because his neighbor's electronics were frying.
Oh. You're
That
like,
was
I'm
not
sorry,
great.
that's my doll. Sorry.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
really? That's awesome.
Did you have to explain that?
Yeah. That was my
Yeah,
explanation.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just my doll collection.
Yeah, that's perfect. And then what else? I mean, the creepiest thing that happens is the wind up toys that will
Yeah,
go on their own at the most inopportune moments.
yeah.
Like
Wow.
middle of the night, like a monkey goes chattering across the floor. Like it's very like something that would be in a movie.
Yeah,
So as far as
absolutely.
like bang for your buck, it's the wind up
Right.
toys almost every time. The ones that like sing or make
I
music,
was
or
gonna
the
say
ones
the
that move.
talking dolls and things like
Yeah.
that. Did you guys ever, I don't know if you're big Traders fans, but have you seen the show Traders? It's a reality show.
I don't think
Oh my
No.
so.
gosh, you have to, it's really good, but you have to find the episode where they do the dolls and they make the doll talk and it says like it's a wind up and it says how many times like and you have to keep pushing it until it says something mean and then you lose all your money. But you guys might love it because it's a whole house of haunted dolls and they have to find the right doll. It's so good. So you guys
Oh,
could actually
wow.
like work with them and provide some of the
We have quite
some
a
of the
Yeah.
few
set
of
dressing.
them.
No kidding.
Oh my
That
gosh,
is
that's so cool.
awesome. Okay, so do you communicate with them? Do you feel like certain ones have like a spirit to them? Are you able to communicate or like do you use any of those sort of like ghost communication devices to do any of that or is it more like a silent understanding?
We do have psychics, people who identify as psychic, who we work with, and the consistency between different people is very high.
That's
What
cool.
they're aware of and what they report and what they sense,
Yeah.
with some of the toys is very very high consistency. We have played with the what's the thing that
Yeah,
lights
the
up?
EMF. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
um, which is that's been there's a couple that light up all of the lights. Um,
Yeah.
every time, which is really interesting. But
I definitely have a quiet understanding with these guys. Like I walk in, no biting,
Yeah.
no
Don't
running.
do anything weird. Don't get up and walk
Yeah,
away.
but we've
please.
we've got like Brian tends to get more, again, sort of like my kids, like we tend to be more attached to them than afraid of them or
Yeah.
unsettled by them.
Sure.
And like we have a lot of like handmade ones, like old shrunken
Wow.
apple head dolls that came to us with a
Yes.
with quite a story, or the pantyhose dolls
Yes.
that were the predecessor to Cabbage Patch Kids.
Wow, I
Um,
can see. Yeah, I see the similarity.
Yeah.
and so like the old handmade ones tend to have a lot more energy in them,
Right.
and are a lot more interesting and complex, and they're absolutely wonderful.
That is so cool. Um, is that how you create their bios? Like I've seen on your website, some of the bios, like you ask psychics and you sort of get an
Mhm.
understanding, or people provide those to you when they're getting rid of the toy, like here's what it's doing or what it likes, what it doesn't like.
Usually the bios,
Yeah.
well, as far as the psychics go, we tend to just report what the psychic has said. So like if someone asks, then we'll say like, someone
Right.
reported that this has positive energy or mischievous energy, or like, oh, this one's evil, or whatever
Right.
whatever it is they shared with us, we'll share. But as far as the bios, we're very careful to only pass on information that we were given by the person who sent them.
Okay. Sounds good. What do you see as like a reason for a toy exhibiting odd behavior or being somehow inhabited by a spirit or even an attached energy? Like, what do you guys feel like is the cause of that when you're around them, or how do you sort of wrap your mind around that sort of notion?
Yeah, it's definitely hard to wrap your mind around something like that. But a lot of it, I think, comes from the history and the stories that have been passed down by uh, previous owners.
Well,
Hmm.
and what it's been around,
Mhm.
we've noticed that I think objects tend to absorb what they've been around.
Energy,
And
yeah.
so, mhm.
Yeah.
If
And
somebody
so if
like really
they,
loved it or really cared for it, or
Yeah.
or come from tragedy, or,
yes,
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
And I know like the shrinking violets are really crazy looking, like
They're so
crazy.
scary looking.
horrific looking. But the story is just really kind of sweet and um like they're full of good energy.
Yeah, their previous owner is a lovely woman, and she worked in hospice for her whole career, and would come home and share her stories with these violets. She had like a ton of them. They're I don't know if you've seen one. They're from 1963, and
I
they
was going
were
to
a
ask when they're
full-string
from.
talking doll.
Okay.
Um, and they used to, they're supposed to be a shy girl. They say things like, "I'm scared of noisy boys," or
Oh,
"Don't make me talk to people," things like
Yeah.
that. And
which
like,
not creepy at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she has a whole bunch of them. We will
she had
put
a
it for
ton
our
of
listeners. Yeah, we'll put a
Yeah.
picture of this doll
Oh
because
yeah.
you
Okay,
guys
wonderful.
have a bio picture with you guys in all of the shrinking violets,
Quite a
and
few of
it's
them,
Yeah.
yes.
crazy. So those are hers.
Yes, well, she loved them so much that she drove them up from Central California to hand deliver them. It was like a 10 or
Wow.
12-hour drive, and brought them to us. And
We've been finding homes for them.
yeah, but she is very adamant that they are full of good, positive, supportive energy, and that they
I
need to be
see.
protected. If you look at them without knowing that, your hair will all stand up. Like
Yes.
they've
Yeah.
aged creatively. And
Yes.
so they're really interesting. They're a really good example of what we've learned, which is the ones that look the most unsettling or the
Uh-huh.
most aged are not the ones that are the most unsettling.
That's so funny. Wow. Yeah, that's an interesting doll. I did not know that it also spoke. That
Yeah.
adds a whole new element.
And the eyelids flutter
Oh
when they
yeah.
speak, and their mouth
Yeah.
flutters. And we have one doing something that I think you'll find really interesting.
Exciting.
I don't know what is going on with the internal mechanisms, but one of them is generating spontaneous speech for real. It's done it on
Yeah.
like we have recordings of it. Um, they're combining different phrases. So, like if she says, "I'm
Oh,
scared of noisy boys," or "Don't make me talk to people," you'll pull the string and she'll say, "I'm afraid of talk to people." Like she's combining her phrases and
Yeah.
making new sentences, and it's really weird.
Or kill, kill, kill. Or I'm just kidding.
I was like, that's something you should record and put on YouTube right away. Maybe TikTok. Um, that is amazing. So, how many phrases do they have like that doll?
Six
Five
or
or six?
seven.
Yeah.
Okay. And so
Yeah.
she's just combining, like short
She's,
circuiting, combining different phrases.
but
Yeah.
like, what from 1963 could do that like that?
Yeah,
That's
that's
weird.
odd.
It's weird.
It's really weird.
And it's
Yeah,
yeah, I mean they're old
they are.
and
Yeah.
we do have them on the Instagram a video of them speaking.
Oh,
So
cool.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I love
it's
that.
pretty neat, and their voices are just like
Yeah.
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 That is awesome. I love those. Okay, so how do you acquire items? Let's go back to that. What have been some of the craziest stories of people sending you stuff? Because they're not all dolls, right?
No, they're
No,
not.
no, they're
No,
not.
they're
Yeah.
not.
They're not.
Toys of any kind.
Any kind.
I had someone come to my work. I'm a bartender,
Okay.
and and hand me something, and just turn around and leave, not saying anything. Just in a box, like here, and
I
they
heard
found
you're the
out.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and then just hightailed it out of there, and that was kind of one of the
Which
funny
one
things.
was it?
It was Will, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, a
Will.
little
Yeah, a
handmade
little
doll.
guy.
Interesting. Okay,
Um,
so some people just drop and run.
yeah,
Yeah,
drop and run.
and some of our people who adopt are some of them are like, oh, that's way creepier, and some people think it's less creepy. So, what do you think? Do you think it's more creepy to have no backstory, or less creepy to have no backstory?
No, I would want a story. I would want to like know what to expect, I think. Uh,
Ideally, that's the whole thing, is getting the
yeah.
story and having a little history to it, and it's really neat. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then a lot of people like because we get a lot of them from like Canada and the UK, a lot from the UK,
Wow.
like all over the world, Australia. And so a lot of people, will help them with shipping costs if needed, and they just send us stuff. If it's local though, or within an hour or so, we'll go do in-person pickups and just get to
Awesome.
meet the person and learn a little more about the toy. And that's always
Yeah.
really wonderful when we get to do that.
Oh,
I
that's
think
really fun.
initially that's kind of what the whole idea was, is that we meet everybody, but um, it's turned into such a thing, and it's mail. It's pretty crazy how just things kind of show up.
Are you
Yeah.
excited on your meal days? You must be very excited.
Yeah. Well, sometimes we know they're coming and sometimes we don't. But
Right.
we don't have our mailing address up on the website. So when something just appears out of the blue, we're like, all right.
I wondered how that works. Yeah, because I've gone through like your frequently asked questions and things like that. And I'm like, how are people sending them stuff? There's not like an address. Interesting. Huh. Okay. So once a doll has a sort of like bio sheet or some sort of expectations for its performance in your eyes, does it tend to fulfill those same antics when it's with you? Or have you noticed like they're different with you than the people said that they would be?
We we have a really easy time with most of them. Someone was teasing us and said we were like emotional Teflon, like the bad stuff is trying to get us, but like we're just kind of happy about them, so
Yeah.
it's
Just
not working
radical
yet.
acceptance. They just
Yeah,
know.
yeah. But we have had pretty good consistency with the new owner having similar experiences to the former owner. Um,
Oh,
if but we've learned throughout time that like it's really important if the story it comes to us with is a scary or dangerous one, which there are a shocking number of those, that we need to make sure to get it to someone who has a little bit of experience. We had one case where someone got a toy and then became very frightened and actually ended up like burning it in the backyard in the middle of the night. Like,
oh,
and
wow.
we don't ever want that because people give us the toys with the trust and expectation that we will find at a home that's appropriate.
Right.
So
You have a sense of responsibility about it.
as we've gone along, we've increased our sort of our checking, vetting
Yeah.
procedures just to make sure that it's someone who has had objects before that could have an attachment or could have energies, and that they're comfortable with that and set up for that, and they don't
Right.
have a 2-year-old, and
Right. So some people are getting more than they bargained for.
yes. And we've certainly, I think there's been maybe 4 times that someone has adopted a toy and then someone else in the household was like, oh
Yeah.
no, and like they had to send it back.
I was going to ask, what's your return rate? Yeah.
Not
You're
as
like,
high as you'd
Yeah.
think. In fact, some of the toys, like like they are so treasured. There've been quite a few times where we get photos. People will take their toys traveling, and like we
Oh.
get photos from Rome and Hawaii, and like these toys are traveling way better than we are. Like it's
Yeah. So
Well, I would
many of them.
imagine you have like collectors, right? Like
yes.
people that like the Shrinking Violet, right? Like a certain year, a certain doll. I've been looking for this. I mean, they're probably unfazed by whether or not somebody says it's creepy. They just want that doll.
So
Um,
many of them come to us because the original owner wants them to be loved. And so when we place something with somebody and they love it, it's like,
Ah,
that's the
yeah.
best thing, you know.
We do occasionally get in trouble with subscribers because we we try to keep costs fairly consistent. It's largely based on shipping and what we had to pay to get it shipped to us.
sure.
And so like there was one doll that was 100 years old from France, and we adopted it out, and oh my gosh, people were not happy with us, but like it went to someone who loves it very much. And like we always say, we're in the business of rehoming Unsettling, not selling dolls.
Okay.
So
So although it was maybe worth more, that's not your primary interest.
right,
Okay.
there's no way we could have all the knowledge to
Right.
do the unsettling part correctly and well, and then also factor in for like doll value. That's just more than we have spoons for right now.
Right.
So we just focus on the unsettling.
Got it. Okay. Have you ever been able to document like movement or noises or anything that you can actually say, like, this one does this?
It's really hard.
Yeah.
Almost anything can be explained. Like we have one life-size medical mannequin named Maria,
Come
and
on.
when we get company over, her face falls off in front of them.
Oh,
It just always seems to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like thanks, Maria. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you
that
can't
is something
prove.
else.
Yeah, you it's or like a wind-up toy goes off. Like,
Yeah.
okay,
Sure.
why is that happening right now? Well, you can't prove it. Like weird stuff happens all the time. But as
Mm-hmm.
far as like videotaping a doll walking across the floor, that has not happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've set up cameras before and just not, it's they just kind of
Yeah,
hang out.
we're doing okay. Although we did get on camera once, one falling off the shelf. Remember that?
I've seen stuff like that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have
And there
on
was
TikTok.
a one of our dolls is at the local bar called Raven's Manor. It's kind of a goth bar. It's a really beautiful place. But they have a ballerina doll of ours, and they have on video the place where she was standing on the bar, just the whole bar collapsed. All of the alcohol, all of
Yeah.
everything. It was a huge deal. And and
Wow.
yeah,
So
so
they
that
got more than they expected.
yeah, quite a bit,
Yeah.
yes.
Did they keep her?
Oh,
Yeah, they've
yeah.
got her. I
Yeah.
mean, she had a little bit of damage in the fall, but I just saw her a couple
Yeah,
months
we
ago.
we visit sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, hey,
Hey, what's up?
brought you a friend. So you have an excerpt in your website that states that if a toy reappears after removal, you'll do your best to remove it again. Is this humor or has it happened?
That was
It was,
it was supposed to be humor.
Uh-huh.
but
It started out funny.
yeah, like so much of this. But we did have one case where we removed a toy,
Okay.
and then that toy did not come back, but someone brought them the same toy. Like like this, it looked the same, like the same make and model of
Yeah.
toy. And they were just like, "You're not going to believe what happened. You have to come and get this."
Yeah, we got another one.
So then we
That
had
is
two
crazy.
of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and so that really
It
weirded them
brought
out.
its friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, what are the odds that something would be weirding you out and then like a guest would just like bring it, like, "Oh, here,
Yeah.
I saw this and thought of you." Like it really weirded me out.
Right? It's like the Ouija board stories where somebody gets rid of it and then it reappears. Like
Right.
that's, yeah, I mean, people have said it before. So let's talk about some of the collection. I was just scrolling through. So I just picked a couple that I thought were interesting. I want to hear about Toby because Toby's not just a doll, Toby's a lion.
Toby is a
And
lion.
yeah, he looks like he's dated. Can you tell me a little bit about what's up with Toby?
Toby is wonderful. He's handmade,
Yes.
and he was bought by someone, oh, either at a secondhand store or at an estate sale. And Toby did not come alone. I don't have Toby here with me today, but I actually have Toby's red-eyed stag friend.
Wow, he
Do you see the
is
similarity?
remarkable. Yes.
Yes, and so these, I believe, are hand stitched. You can see they're
Oh
hand
yeah,
stitching, and someone found them
totally.
um and brought them home and was like, oh, these are amazing, like with the red eyes, and like Toby's just got so much personality. And they uh the pets were like, no. You'd be
Really?
surprised how often things come to us because pets, dogs or cats or even a ferret once, will like be terrified of them.
I think
Yep.
they can tune in, you know.
I don't
They
know,
can
but
sense things. Yeah.
I believe Toby and this guy and Stag were in that category where they were adopted or where they were brought home from. Was it an estate sale or a secondhand store?
I can't
I
remember.
can't remember either.
Yeah.
But they were brought home by their new owner, and then the pets were like terrified. Like
Wow.
sometimes we get ones that bark, sometimes we get pets that like them too much. This was whimpering, I believe. Like,
Yeah.
like
Scared of
Not
it.
happy dog, yeah.
yeah. So these ones came promptly to us.
That is cool. Now let's talk about Hayden. Hayden had a disturbing appearance to me when I was scrolling through. It was sort of a doll with some dead eyes. Um, it's it's different. I'm gonna put these up on our drop so you guys can see them. But what do we know about Hayden?
Hayden, just a minute. Let me.
Yeah, we need
Yeah, pause just a minute. Let me make sure I'm telling you the right story. I
Okay.
get a mix.
Or if you've got a better story. I mean, I just picked those out because they made me feel a certain way. But if you've got one you want to talk about, please feel free.
sorry.
Just one sec, because I want to make sure I have, because we often get ones with the same name, because sometimes they
Oh,
come to us already
With
named.
names? Okay.
Yes, and so I have to make sure I've got the right Hayden, because people will catch me if I'm ever inconsistent. Like,
Oh.
oh, Hayden.
oh, geez, the guy in the
Yeah,
blue.
we know Hayden.
Yeah.
We know
Yes,
him.
I always think little boy blue with him. I don't...
Yeah. Um, okay, so Hayden is actually one of the ones that came to us from a family where a man in Portland had inherited quite a bit of collection from his mother and aunt, who had been very avid lifelong collectors. And so Hayden was quite beloved.
Oh,
He's an example of one that he doesn't have a super scary backstory. Rather, he has a like
dead eyes.
yeah.
yes.
We always say there's three reasons people send us toys:
Okay.
love, fear, and guilt. And so
Oh.
Hayden is too. Like this, his original owner loved him, and was a very passionate collector. And then
Right.
Hayden was passed down to someone in the next generation who was like, oh
Too
no,
much.
not this one. But then had the like, I can't throw this away. I need to make sure it's sent to somewhere where it will be loved, where he will be loved. And so he came to us. So Hayden doesn't have a super scary backstory, except that he really made someone uncomfortable.
Sure. All right, let's talk about somebody who does have a creepy backstory. Do you have a particular one in mind?
The
Like,
ones
who's
that
the
are
biggest troublemaker right now?
well, the ones that are really scary, like we get backstories that have deaths of people, deaths of
Like a
pets, major
curse.
injury, car accident,
Yes. Oh my
like
gosh.
severe illness. Like things come to us with really scary backstories. So if we get one of those, like there was one where it was a very famous cartoon character that a lot of people would recognize. And it was just like a modern doll, and not didn't look creepy, wasn't old, didn't have a lot of story. And someone was like, I have never had luck this bad in the whole time, my whole life, until I got
Mm,
this doll. Like I feel an overwhelming sense of like dread and depression and jealousy, and like,
Illness.
yeah, I feel really bad. And then my car crashed, and then, oh, what was it? I think that was the one where like something went wrong with the car, and while they were trying to fix that, then they bent over and knocked themselves out and got a concussion on like the corner of the car door, and then a pet was ill, and
There's
then
quite a story on that guy.
yeah, it was really
Wow.
bad. And so we got the toy, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna um just see what happens. And I I had him sitting on the counter, and I was making food, and I took the food out of the microwave for my kids, and it exploded, like
What?
violently exploded.
Yeah.
Like the food, like I had severe burns and like food on the ceiling. I don't know what happened or
Wow.
how it happened, but like boom, like explosion. And we were like, no.
Yeah.
And we just sent it for free to one of our experienced practitioners
Okay.
who is doing research with it right now.
Okay. So you have people who want the haunts. Because I will
Yes.
say on your website, and I love this, you said you cannot guarantee a haunting with all the are the dolls haunted. Sometimes we do not guarantee or certify any haunting or attachments. We take the stories that come with the dolls and pass them along to their new owners. So there are people who want, I would imagine, a haunted doll, and you can't guarantee that. But you do have ones that have quite the history attached to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got
Yeah.
it.
That's
Got
the
it.
whole thing.
How do you come up with the names?
The names of the dolls?
Yes.
Oh, a lot of them come with names.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if someone just drops off like a doll at Brian's work or something, like we don't like to leave them without a name. So
Sure.
we just
Yeah.
ask. Like he'll ask someone at work, like, what should this one be named? Or my kids will name it. But
Yeah.
then when that's the case, we often give people a choice when they adopt the doll and say, like, they actually didn't arrive with a name. Is this the final name that you want to choose? Because we send a certificate and we have to put the
Yeah.
name on a certificate.
Oh,
And so
nice.
Certificate of adoption.
yeah, and so if someone wants to change the name and it's not a name that they arrived with, then that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Were you guys at all inspired by like Cabbage Patch back in the day, or just all this like certificate of adoption and stuff reminds me of like because they were the first, I think, to really do that, where you could like, because I remember I did not like the name of one of my Cabbage Patch kids, and I wrote into the Bureau of Cabbage Patch and changed his name legally through the Cabbage Patch organization.
No.
I love
Yes.
that.
And it was
That's cool.
ridiculous too. I just like didn't like his name, and I changed it to something like Buddy, like something so simple, but it just sounds like very much the same. I wondered if you were like, were you guys into dolls when you were growing up?
I was kind of into sports and
Yeah.
not
Normal
dolls,
things.
but yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Then somehow I got weird.
It's Portland.
I turned
Just
into
blame
weird.
it on the environment. That is awesome. Have you guys ever considered a live sale? Or
we
like,
do we do pop-ups.
do you? How? Tell us about it.
We just will have there's places that offer and are like, hey, would you like to hold an event here? And we'll take a bunch of the dolls. We also occasionally, like 3 times ever, I think, have done like an expo or like,
Sure.
like that sort of thing. But we love to do live events because our job is so much easier when people can just pick up and look at and interact
course.
with the toy that they're considering. Like, it's like every 5 seconds of live interaction is worth like 10 emails,
Right?
And
So-
Sarah made one of the coolest things ever. She made this doll throne. It's a throne made out of doll parts.
With like doll heads.
Yeah.
Wow.
None of
That
our
is art.
dolls were harmed in the
Harmed.
making.
Yeah, no, I didn't use any of ours.
No. These were, but it's you can find it on the Instagram too. But it's really awesome, and people love to sit in it with a doll, and we take selfies.
They can
with
take
it.
pictures.
Yeah, so it's pretty fun when we're out doing
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
A photo op. What do you guys get from people who are coming to adopt them? Like, what do people say that they're looking for when you're doing this fine art of matchmaking?
It varies so much. A lot of people are looking for companionship. Actually, like I'm alone in my house. I want someone I can talk to. I want a feeling
Wow.
of someone or something being there. We also get people who are really interested in paranormal research and really want to experience some activity.
Sure.
We have people who just like the aesthetic and are like, this will make my house look awesome. There's a lot of variety in what people are looking for.
Yeah, I think having something in your home that has some sort of a backstory that you can tell your friends. I think that's kind of a cool thing. I don't know.
Does your activity pick up around spooky season? Do you get more inquiries?
Yeah, and holiday season.
Yeah, more
Yes.
podcasts.
Yeah, absolutely. So where can people find you if they want to look at the toys, adopt a toy? What's the best way to find you and to take a look?
It turns out we are the only people who want to be known as Unsettling Toys. So our
Perfect.
handle is the same everywhere. Our website is unsettlingtoys.com. Our Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and Facebook are all Unsettling Toys. And our email is unsettlingtoys@gmail.com.
Awesome.
So yeah, we're pretty easy to find.
Okay, well, I love this. This is so interesting. We will include the website and the Instagram on the show notes, and I will send you guys kind of a show copy before it gets released. But thank you so much for talking with me today. I think what you do is like so creative, and I love that there's so much passion behind it. Like you really want to like find a good home for these things.
Absolutely. Oh, it's been so fun talking to you. Thank you so much.
Yes, best of luck. Don't send me anything, but I will definitely send you something. If something creeps me out, I know where it's going.
Wonderful.
All right.
Oh,
Thanks, guys.
thanks
Thank
so
you.
much.
Have a good day.
You
You
too.
too.
Bye.